So who talks first? You talk first? I talk first?
Hello everyone, and welcome to another episode of Who Talks First? I am Courtney.
And I am Solo Grayson.
And today we are going to talk about Star Wars Rebels because tomorrow, if you're listening to the podcast on the day it comes out, is Season 3, and therefore ending my Star Wars drought I've been in, and I'm so flipping excited for Season 3.
Air horns.
Oh, I thought those were like blasters because of like Star Wars. Because of jokes. But I'm unbelievably excited for Season 3, so we thought today we would discuss Rebels so far, mostly Season 2 and the finale, because...
Ooh, that finale.
Oh, that finale was so good! I was absolutely in love with it. Probably my favorite episode of Rebels yet.
Absolutely mine.
Yeah, it's
absolutely mine.
Solo here is, I mean, she's coming off of the Clone Wars high.
I am.
So it is a bit of a adjustment period.
Absolutely, it is definitely a different show.
Yeah, I mean, once Disney took over, I'm not blaming Disney, but I'm like, it's definitely a more quote-unquote kid-friendly show.
Yes. And the budget?
Oh, and the budget is much lower. Everybody's a Gumby.
Don't blame them, because I'm like, Clone Wars was beautiful.
Oh, yeah.
Too beautiful for this world.
And after George Lucas was not putting his own money into it anymore.
Yes.
Everyone looks like Gumby, which, I mean, Kanan is still a very attractive Gumby.
Yes, so is Hera,
but... A beautiful Gumby. But they're all Gumbies.
Yes.
But anyway, I'm still super excited for Season 3 because we have Thrawn coming in to canon again, which a lot of people are super excited about.
Yes, they are.
I don't care that much, but I'm more excited about Wedge. I love Wedge Antilles. I love Wedge, even though he is such a minor role, but I have such a crush on him. And so when the guy comes in, he's like, I'm Wedge, and I'm like, oh my god, and everyone's like screaming about Thrawn, and I'm like, but did you see Wedge?
But Wedge though.
but that Wedge is there. And so yeah, let's talk a little bit about the Season 2 finale before Season 3 starts.
Do we want to talk about our very differing opinions?
Yeah, I say let's start first and foremost is, do you think Ahsoka is dead? And we have very different opinions about this.
We do.
And usually we have similar opinions.
Normally we do. And this is going to be a stark contrast to the things that I said in the Stranger Things podcast. Mm-hmm. But I don't want Ahsoka to be dead because I love her. And when I think about it, I might cry right now.
You are getting weepy.
Because it's a completely selfish thing, but I don't want her to be dead. Because I don't want her story to be over. I feel like because I'm gonna cry.
You're like looking up at the light trying to cry.
When Clone Wars got canceled prematurely, I feel like that was really unfair for Ahsoka's story, which thankfully we have her book coming out. Mm-hmm. But I'm like, don't cut Ahsoka's story short yet, because there's so many things that I want to know. So many things. I know the show isn't about her.
No.
But if she dies there, then what are we gonna have?
Well, I think, luckily, I mean, we have her book, and, I mean, we have the whole, 10 years, or it's been 15 years since she's been gone, at least, of that time, which I'm sure there will be plenty of comics and additional books to come out to explain that, because I believe Ahsoka's book takes place very shortly after Clone Wars was supposed to end.
I think so, too.
Because I have the preview of the Ahsoka book that was at Comic-Con, so I have the preview of that, and it starts off with Mandalore has burned, or Mandalore is burned, which is, originally there was supposed to be an arc, the Battle of Mandalore, in Clone Wars, and Ahsoka was supposed to lead it.
With a bunch of clone sympathizers of hers, and they all paint their friggin' helmets to symbolize her symbols on her face, and it's the cutest thing I've ever seen. When they released concepts of it, my heart broke.
This is going to be my, slide tangent, sort of, but just being angry, but who knows, this could have come out at the time and I just didn't know, but why was there never merchandise of just, plain clone trooper helmets that you could paint yourself?
Yep.
And who knows, maybe that could have been a thing, I don't remember it at all. And
It would be great.
it would be great, because then we could paint our own Ahsoka clone trooper helmets.
I would have
like,
one.
how fun would that be?
I want it.
I
would
I'm
make you
sure
paint
all the
it, but-
licensing people, all of the people who listen to our podcast,
Are like,
obviously,
yeah.
they're like, that's so smart.
At the
so
very
you're welcome.
least, well, first of all, Clone Wars pop figures at all, but at least a pop figure, a Clone Wars pop figure. Now paint your own pop.
Yeah, I wonder if there are clone pop figures. I mean, they don't have Anakin or Obi-Wan.
I don't
and
think
I'm talking
they have
about
clone-
young Anakin and Obi-Wan before you're like, they have Vader and Ben. I'm like, no. I want young Anakin and young Obi-Wan
Want them in the
because
prime.
I like their prequel prime.
Yep.
And you guys can shush.
Yep.
All you prequel haters.
And also, to prequel haters, I'm sorry, Clone Wars was great.
Clone Wars is amazing.
Clone Wars is freaking fantastic.
To this day, Clone Wars is my favorite Star Wars
Like story.
story. Yeah. So like beats all the movies for me. I mean,
Mhm.
obviously they have more time to tell like a more in-depth
No,
story.
absolutely.
It I mean, I feel like it beats all the books. Bloodline is an
Mhm.
amazing book.
Yes.
But it's part of a much grander story, so I can't even like put it on that list. Clone Wars is I
Clone
adore
Wars,
Clone Wars.
made me like Star Wars.
Yeah.
Like, I liked The Force Awakens, but Clone Wars it made me build the shrine that I have in my room now.
The Obi-Wan shrine.
The shrine to, like, I love these characters. They are such good
My
characters.
slow introduction to being like, please, like Star Wars. So I need someone to talk to this about, please.
When something is as good as Clone Wars, it's not hard to make me fall in love with it.
Yeah.
It is so good.
Phenomenal.
But
Anyway, yeah, that's my tangent. Make those helmets. But again, so you're really hoping Ahsoka's alive, and I'm
Yes.
flipping back and forth between what I think and what I want. I personally want Ahsoka to be dead because, see, I'm sticking with my Stranger Things.
where you're like, she
Opinion.
needs to die.
Because there needs to be a risk. Vader needs to be scary, and Vader
I know.
cannot change until he meets Luke.
That's true.
That's how I feel about it. And there's a chance Ahsoka just escaped, but I'm like, Vader's supposed to be unbelievably powerful.
Yeah, he
And
does
that's something
need to be
that's
scary.
something that, I mean, no offense to the original trilogy, which I adore, but Vader's not that scary.
I've never been afraid of Vader.
Never. I never have been either. And especially rewatching the movies now, he doesn't do much. He force chokes the guy, and like, if
But
you're
you
a
see
kid, and
Luke
you're-
do that.
Yeah, you see Luke do. Lego Luke just doing it everywhere. But like, Vader needs to be a threat. Vader needs to be scary, which is again why I'm so excited Vader's in Rogue One, because I hope we get to see a more modern scary Vader. Because when the original movies came out, Vader was terrifying.
Oh,
He
yeah.
was to this day, probably the most, or one of the most iconic villains of all time.
Mm-hmm.
But when you watch it, I'm like, he doesn't do much. He's not that scary.
He doesn't. And as a person, like, both my age and after seeing movies, like, I grew up watching, like, Chucky and, like, Mars Attacks even. Like, those are classic ones, but that's just what I watched as a kid growing up. And, like, those are scary villains who do a lot of things. Vader, I kind of always felt bad for watching everything, because I'm like, he's just a pawn.
Oh, yeah, completely. And, like, Vader is only a total villain in, like, the first movie. And in the
Yes.
second one, you already kind of see him, I don't say breaking, he just wants to bring Luke to the dark side, but he doesn't want to kill Luke.
Yeah.
And so that to me isn't scary. He's just like,
No.
we'll just bring him to our, don't kill him, Emperor.
Yeah.
We'll just bring him to my side. And that's, again, he's not a threat there. And I think a big point of Vader's story arc is that when he's Vader, he is gone
Yeah, he's
until he
supposed
meets
to
Luke.
be. Yeah.
Yeah. And so that is personally why I want Vader to be slightly scarier, slightly more of a threat, and it's such a perfect ending to Ahsoka's arc.
It is, and it's so good for Vader / Anakin.
Yeah.
Because it really needs to drive home that point of Anakin's gone.
Exactly.
I understand. And again, it's just that deep down selfish person. It's like, but no, I love Ahsoka.
It is heartbreaking, but
It'll be sadder to me than Vader killing been in the original trilogy, because that fight is so doofy, it's
Oh,
hard for me
so doofy.
I can't take it seriously.
Of
but this
all
was
these
so
things
beautiful.
George Lucas could have reshot.
I know,
I'm just
right?
saying, Obi-Wan's wearing his hood in that fight. Vader's in a freaking costume.
Please.
Please.
It should have been redone.
I know a lot of
can't
people are
take
gonna
it
like
seriously.
be like heathens for even
Oh yeah,
saying that happens.
Some
'cause
people are absolutely gonna hate us for that, but it, as a person watching the movies, it takes me out of it.
It is a old man and a person in a very non-movable suit fighting, and you can tell, and it's awkward, and especially after seeing the new canon established stuff with the prequel trilogy and Clone Wars, they're great fighters.
Yeah, they're supposed to be.
Vader, even like in Rebels, like
Oh my gosh, when I saw Vader jumping around in Rebels, I was like, wait, that's what Vader's supposed to be able to do?
yeah, right.
That's not what he does in the movie.
No, so I mean,
Understandably, you couldn't have done that in the movie.
No.
But
I
way
to
scarier.
this day, because again, the Obi-Wan, Anakin Vader fight should be unbelievably devastating,
should
but
be.
because it's so non-threatening and
awkward.
awkward, you're just like,
You're like, well, there goes Obi-Wan, I guess.
I guess. And sorry, Alec Guinness.
Sorry, Alec Guinness.
I mean,
yes, but not really, because you hated Star Wars.
I mean, he hated Star Wars. He hated the part. He thought it was fairy tale garbage.
Yeah.
I think is what the actual words he used for it.
Those are good.
So
Terrible garbage, just
for little garbage,
just like that. Bam.
yeah,
Nailed
I'm
it.
really good at words.
Quote for quote.
We're getting better at the podcasting thing. Did you turn your phone off? No.
I mean, it's in my room.
So maybe you won't be able to hear it this
Maybe.
time. I don't know. My phone might be totally on. So
Could be.
that's just.
If it goes
What's
off, at
happening?
least it will be appropriate for this podcast, because Imperial March.
Oh yeah, totally. So I'm here hoping
She did.
Ahsoka's arc is over. I don't mind her coming back, but let's talk a little bit about the owl.
Yes! I was just gonna
Because-
say, let's talk about the owl.
My favorite arc in Clone Wars is the Mortis arc. Hands down. Going into the Mortis arc, which I'll explain to it, like for those of you who don't know, the Mortis arc is the one with the ones. That is their group name. So it's the son, the daughter, the father. And at first you're going into it being like, they're humanizing the Force?
Yeah.
That's dumb.
This is
Gajinka
weird.
Force?
Yeah.
This is dumb. But then they're it's my favorite arc in the whole
It's very
freaking
beautiful.
series. It's beautiful. So you have the humanized, basically dark side, which is the son, and the humanized light side, which is the daughter, and the kind of middle ground, who is the father. And they were humans, but then they realized they've become too powerful, so they kind of just ascended. That's kind of how they explain themselves.
Yeah.
Which I could rant about this for hours. I'll probably make a video about it.
You should.
Because I'm like, it's Anakin's destiny to take the place of the father.
Absolutely. That's
And
what they're
then
like. Come on
when
over
Luke
here.
and Leia died, they take the place of the son and the daughter. That's when they ascend.
Yeah.
Anyway, long story. So the daughter, spoiler alert. I mean, sorry, spoilers for all of this.
Too late. Clone Wars has been out for a long time.
Yeah, it has been. The daughter dies. All of them die, actually.
Yeah.
So the daughter is killed by the son on accident. The son is trying to kill the father and ends up killing the daughter instead. And she's like dying, but Ahsoka is also dying.
Yes.
She was taken over by the son, and he kind of was just like, I don't need you anymore.
Yeah.
Peace. And now she's dying. So the daughter gives her last
Like breath.
life force, to Ahsoka to bring Ahsoka back, and she dies. Or the daughter dies. Ahsoka
Is
can
alive.
live another day.
For a little while longer.
So you notice in the last few episodes of Rebels in season 2, there's an owl floating around that mysteriously has nearly the exact same color combination as the original daughter.
It's just a little smaller.
It's just a little small owl. And the daughter and the son had these like transformations, and the daughter turned into this big bird horse thing. So like this owl looks kind of like the baby version of that.
It does. It looks, if you look up the daughter's, like, bird form, and then you look up, like, Clone Wars Rebel Owl, I think that's how I looked it up, and if you looked at them right next to each other, it's ridiculous. It has to be on purpose.
It has to be, and I think, I don't want to say this for sure, because I don't think I heard this out of Dave Filoni's mouth, personally, I think someone just told this to me, that Dave Filoni even said that the owl is inspired by a Clone Wars character.
Okay.
Which I'm like, it has to be the daughter.
It has to be.
And so,
It's
again,
too similar.
the daughter's life force is in Ahsoka, and it circles around Ahsoka at one point. It's kind of hovering around Ahsoka, and for me, that's just, like, symbolizing that it's Ahsoka's time to go. That it's her time.
It could absolutely symbolize one of two things, I believe. Mm-hmm. One, which is where I'm saying this because I want it to happen, symbolizing her giving Ahsoka another chance, which I'm like, that's probably too much. Or two, it symbolizes that the life force has just left her, and the daughter is now returning into, like, the Force, like, reincarnating again, pretty much.
Well, yeah, I do definitely think that...
I think
this
it's
is the
probably
process
more
of the daughter,
yeah,
reincarnating itself.
But...
And a more balanced
universe
will happen, which I would like, and you start
especially
to see maybe
the
like
way
the
that,
sun
like,
reincarnate too, like they're all being reborn.
Doesn't the bird, like, Vader's walking out of the rubble, and then, like, as, like, Vader's walking off screen, the bird takes off and flies away.
Yeah,
like,
it does cut to the bird. The bird's watching
yeah,
Anakin.
it's like, oh,
it's so good.
I gotten, like, chills.
Yeah,
it's so beautiful.
and this bird is like has been following Ahsoka
for a few episodes, and you don't notice it.
Yeah, like just kind of like chilling in the
like,
background. Like, as I think Ezra is, like, lying on the ground, and Ahsoka, like, peeks over him, and you just see the owl, like, circling above her head.
Yeah, you see it happen a few times if you know to look for it.
That final just shot segment is beautiful. Where you see Anakin with, like, the broken mask, like, walking out, and he's, like, limping away. And then it cuts to the owl, and she flies away. But then the owl flies... I don't know if the owl flies into the temple, but she flies towards the temple.
Yes,
and then when you see Ahsoka walking into the temple, and it's the exact parallel to Ahsoka's exiting shot in Clone Wars, which is another reason why I'm like,
yeah,
this is
her leaving again.
This is her leaving again.
No, you're gonna make me cry.
I'm sorry.
I don't want Ahsoka to be dead.
I'm sorry.
I'm glad we didn't do video because I'm crying a lot this episode.
See, man, if only we had the resources to do video all the time.
If only everyone could see me cry.
Is this my sly Patreon plug?
It is.
Yeah.
Donate to our Patreon if you want video, and stop complaining if you're not donating.
There you go. I'm like, yeah. Anyway, our side commercial for that, and you get stuff every month.
You
I
do.
send you stuff
You get
every
physical
month.
rewards.
Anyway, so that's like Ahsoka's exit, and then people are like, well, why did you see her if she's not dead?
And you're like, well,
I'm like, to me that shot was symbolic, but
yes.
she's also walking into a temple. She's walking into, like, I think, like a Sith temple.
We know that she's not actually walking into a temple because the temple crumbled.
Yeah.
Like, this.
It's kind of like, I'm like, for me that
I
shot
think it's
is
supposed to
all
be a parting
symbolism.
shot.
It's her parting shot.
Yeah.
And if anything, it's just her Force ghost.
Yeah.
That,
But they did say that Ahsoka cannot be a Force ghost.
Really? When is that?
We've gotten that canonly from, now I can't remember, because one of the showrunners, I wish I could remember the names like you do,
and like
Ahsoka hasn't gotten far enough in her Jedi training to
it would
become a Force
probably be
ghost.
Dave Filoni who said that.
Probably.
Yeah, right.
I think they said it at, I don't want
At
to say they
Star
said
Wars
it
Celebration?
they might have said it at Celebration, or they weren't at Comic-Con, right? It was probably at Celebration then, because I remember reading that and my heart, like, fell into my butt. And I was like, no, but they were like, she doesn't.
Well, I guess that makes sense.
It makes sense. She never even became a master. She was a Padawan.
Yeah, like,
Unless
the
she
only
was
reason
pursuing
I
things.
could reason for it is, like, I mean, again, Anakin was the chosen one, and George Lucas, like, talked about why Anakin could become a Force ghost, even though he
didn't go far
never,
enough.
like, learned how to do that thing like Yoda and Obi-Wan did. But George Lucas was like, Obi-Wan and Yoda helped him over. They were like, hey, we'll be there for you. And also because I forgot, like, basically you have to, like, lose your, like, become selfless in something. I forgot what the exact terminology is. I apologize.
That would make sense for
And
Ahsoka, but
again, it was like Ahsoka's final act is dying for Anakin, so I'm like, oh, it could make sense of her being able to do that
maybe.
because she was able to, like, lose that. But if they've said she can't become a Force ghost, then
And it does make sense considering Ahsoka exists in the same time as, like, Yoda. Mm-hmm. And Yoda is one of the first people to do it in how long? Everyone's like, "You're crazy, Yoda," and he's like, "No, I'm hearing voices, and they're telling me what?
Yeah.
Never mind."
Qui-Gon couldn't even totally do it. He's like, I'm just a voice.
Yeah. He's like, "I'm gonna help you through this."
Yeah.
But considering Ahsoka's gone at that time, Ahsoka's gone and outside the Order when essentially Yoda is making his first journey.
Yeah.
So she wouldn't even have heard rumors about it, honestly.
Yeah.
So it makes sense. As much as I hate it, it makes sense still.
That she can't do it. And so, yeah, there is that final shot. So, I mean, she could still be very, very well be alive. But she kind of, I mean, like everyone in the Rebels cast, like,
has to die.
They have to die.
Because they're not in the movies. They're not in the original
They're not in the movies, and there's a point of them not being in the movies.
Yeah.
Like,
yeah.
You could be like, well, Kanan and Ezra didn't want to be Jedi anymore. I'm like, the Jedi Order is not around, so they
Even
could
now.
say you could say that they just didn't want to be Jedi, but that doesn't really make sense because there's not an order, so at this point, they're still Force sensitive, and I feel like they're not going to become horrible people.
No, so they would have at least still been
part of the rebellion in some way.
They absolutely would have, you would think.
Kanan would have found Luke and been like, hey, I know you couldn't finish your training because Ben died, but I can help you out.
Yeah.
Hey.
Ching.
Ching. Smiles.
I'm blind.
I'm blind. I've also fought Vader a bunch of times.
Yep.
I doubt they'll die in the show.
No, because they'll probably put it in, like, a book.
Yeah. Or it'll be the world's saddest finale where it's a very ominous, like...
I don't think they'll do it for Rebels. I think
it's too much of a kid's show.
I think that even just this season's finale was pushing it.
Yeah, definitely was.
Because I was like, this is way... That's why I'm like, it's my favorite episode, because it was way closer to Clone Wars.
Oh,
and
totally.
way, like, this tone was very somber. And I'm very excited for season 3, because a lot of the stuff has seemed to have been more, like, somber. Because it looks like Ezra's going to be struggling with the dark side a lot, which I'm super excited for. But, like, that's just... I don't know how far they're going to be able to push it, is my thing.
No.
Because it is on Disney. It's not on Cartoon Network. It's on Disney.
And then we get Blind Kanan, which super pumped about. Kanan, like, the second... I hate Maul. Let's talk about... Hot second. I hate Maul. Maul is the worst.
Hate him.
Hate him a little bit. Hate him a lot a bit.
Yep.
Hate
him. We'll talk about that in another podcast.
Just a whole podcast. But, like, long story short, I feel like Maul's existence is just a plot device, and I can't personally reason with why he's still alive. Even though, like, his hatred kept him alive. He was able to use the Force, even though he was cut in half. I'm like, no, people were mad. Fans were mad that he was a wasted character. Which I agree, he was a wasted character.
He was a wasted character, and he's probably the best, like, character design to come out of the show.
Oh,
not gonna
beautiful.
lie. I love how Darth Maul looks.
If had a lot of potential.
If I didn't hate him so much, I would buy his sideshow figure, because he's beautiful.
He has so much potential, but they wasted it. And
you know what?
And me, I'm going back to Barb. Yep. It's like, Barb may have had a lot of potential as a character, but you killed her, she needs to stay dead. Yeah. Like, don't bring her back as a plot device, because then I'm like, well, there's no threat.
Yeah.
Like, then I'm not going to believe you when anyone dies. Like, to this day, and Once Upon a Time, I still don't think Bellfire is dead, for those of you who watch Once Upon a Time.
Nope.
I haven't watched it in a very long time, but I remember the episode when he died, and my old roommate Brandy and I were like...
He's coming back.
He's coming back, and it's been like 4 years, and we're like, he's fine. He's alright. But, I hate Maul. But so Maul comes back in season 2, and we all knew he's going to, blah, yep. And...
I mean, he already came back with spider legs, why not?
Why not? And he blinds Kanan, which, admittedly, makes him the coolest freaking character ever. And we're hearing tons of stuff that Clone Wars and Rogue One are going to mix a bunch. So, this is my secret hope. That Donnie Yen's character, who's... I'm forgetting his Star Wars character's name. The blind guy in Rogue One.
He's going to be like, hey, Kanan.
Will either train Kanan, or their paths will cross somehow.
That would make sense.
I've also heard just in the rumor mill that Kanan's not permanently blind, and I'll be like, nope.
No, he took a saber to the face.
Another thing I'll be mad. I'm like, I need consequences.
You know what? Even I could see someone approaching him and being like, we have the technology, blah, blah, blah. But the type of character Kanan is, I feel like he'd be like, no, this happened because of XYZ. I have to live with this now.
Yeah.
This is what the Force wanted.
I completely agree with that.
I think that's exactly what Kanan would say.
I mean, like, we're talking about episode 8 for a hot sec, like how Kylo's gonna have the slash across his face, and a ton of fans have brought up, like, with the technology that Star Wars has, that he doesn't need to keep the scar. And then people were like, well, they could have just not healed him quick enough, because he's obviously gonna have it. There's no reason for him to get that scar if he's not gonna keep it. Even if technology in that universe is technically good enough for
it is
him not to have
technically
it.
good enough, but one, it's something that doesn't hinder him physically. Well, if he was blind, I would be like, Kylo would probably get his eyes fixed, because he'd be like, well, I need to fight.
Yeah.
But, like, because he's not the good character like Kanan is. Kanan would be like, well, this is just another struggle I need to overcome.
Yeah.
Kanan, Kylo would be like, no, give me my eyes back. Wah! But, like, this is a purely physical, like,
he gets
shallow.
to be more like Grandpa.
He's like, oh, look,
he
I'm
probably
more
looks
like
himself
Grandpa.
in the mirror. He's like, yes.
He's like, I look badass.
I look cool.
Look how cool I look.
It's a reminder of my failures.
Yeah, exactly. He'd be like, ugh, I wear this as a badge of honor, and one day I'll give that girl a scar across her face. Every day I look in the mirror and train and remind myself of what I lost, and it makes me mad, and then I get stronger, and I'm Kylo Ren.
He just de-aged, and he's like 4 years old.
Yep, he's like, oh,
I've got a
no.
cool scar like Grandpa. Now
It's way cooler than Grandpa's. Now I just need
look
to lose
scary. I no longer look like a big puppy.
And everybody looks at me and goes, and I'm like, yeah.
It's too scary.
So
I hope Kanan, and long story short, stays blind. I don't like these plot devices, and this is like the whole podcast is me being like, there needs to be consequences for your actions.
No, they need to be.
And so we're gonna get blind Kanan, and I want him to interact with Donnie Yen's character. I want to see that happen, and I want to see the Rogue One come in, because
even if it's only for, like, it doesn't need to be a long time. He just needs to train him probably in, like, the very beginning.
Yeah.
And be like, here are the basics to being blind.
Which, who knows how it's going to happen, because, I mean, Rogue One's coming out soon enough, but Rebels comes back on tomorrow.
That's true.
So I want the Rogue One characters to make appearances before the movie comes out, because I want to get more pumped for these characters. I mean, not to say that I'm not, but the only one that I know is Saw Gerrera.
It could just be as simple as, like, because obviously time has passed. Kanan could have already trained with him, and then maybe he goes back and, like, visits him for, like, a hot sec.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Or just makes mention to him. That'd be enough for me.
Someone just someone even mentions that there's, like, a blind samurai who's force sensitive that might be able to help you in your journey.
Yeah.
Blah, 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 blah. And, they find each other. It's gonna be great. I'm sure Saw is gonna come in, because Saw was introduced as an animated character.
Yeah.
But
He's gonna look way different.
He is. I wonder how they're gonna do the eyes, though, because Saw in Clone Wars has these unbelievably, like, blue eyes, and Forrest Whitaker does not.
Nope.
And I'm curious. I mean, obviously they don't need to explain it, because I get it.
I guess it's such a small thing. But
come on, man. Post-production, just do it last second.
Yeah.
Even though I'm not complaining in the slightest, but I'm going to sound like I am. It's going to be a thing that sort of bugs me a little bit. Just out of, like, continuity's sake.
No, it's true.
And I'm like, it takes me out of the universe. I don't believe any of this is real anymore.
It's like, it's just small things like that. I think it's just because we're cosplayers, because you're like, it's so easy to fix.
think that's actually...
You're like, it's so easy. You just put in some contact lenses, you lazy fuck.
But that's probably actually really it.
No, I think it honestly is. I think it's because we're cosplayers and we're so obsessed with, like, little details that are just easy to fix.
Mm-hmm.
And to me, it makes you look so much more like the character. Like, if I'm running around as Anakin and I have my brown eyes, I'm like, no, don't look like him until I got, like, at least a blue. It doesn't have to be the same color blue.
Yeah.
Like, they didn't have to give him the bright blue contact lenses. If they would have just given him, like, even just, like, a dark blue contact lens.
So
enough that, like...
You can tell his eyes are blue, where it came from
Yeah.
in Clone Wars. And some people are even saying that's because they rewrote this character to be Saw Gerrera way after the fact they already, like, filmed the movie.
Ooh.
I'm not sure if I believe that. I think... I
don't know if I don't know. But he doesn't look like Saw, like, at all.
No, he doesn't.
Honestly. Because doesn't Saw have, like, certain, like...
There's your phone. You just couldn't... I don't think it'd hear it, but I'm going to point it out anyway.
I don't believe you. That wasn't me. Doesn't Saw have, like... Doesn't he have scars or something in Clone Wars?
Forrest Whitaker has a very scarred face, actually.
Yeah, but I feel like... Maybe it was just Saw had really weird hair, and then that would make sense as to why that's different.
To be fair, it has been,
hairstyles
like,
are a lot
20
of change.
years, and so I'm like, I guess it does make sense. And Saw Gerrera is mentioned in Bloodlines, our Bloodline, and it was requested by a story group. They're like, hey, Claudia Gray, you should just mentioned Saw Gerrera, and she was like, I wonder why, Hugh, and so she was not... She even tweeted, she was like, I wasn't surprised when they announced him in the movie, because I was like, why the heck do you want me to mention him?
Right.
Because that doesn't... I guess we'll figure it out. We'll figure it out when Saw makes it on.
Yeah, the only thing that I was thinking about was Saw's, like, eyebrow scar.
Oh, yeah.
Which they didn't include at all, but again, like, that's a small thing, I guess. I think it should be included, and I think his, like, greeny blue eyes should be included, but...
don't think that he was originally written as Saw.
Right.
That they just kind of think...
Because he did have these, like, characteristics that defined him, and they were just like, nah, we're not gonna do it. You're like, oh, okay.
But also, they probably don't give a frick, because 99% of the people who are going to see this movie have not seen Clone Wars.
Yeah, they're like, yeah, whatever.
And they're going to have no idea who Saw Gerrera is.
Yep, I guess that's true.
So,
those episodes were very good, though.
Yeah, they're great episodes. I want him to bring up his sister, bring up Lux, bring up, he knows Ahsoka.
Yep.
That'd be, I want him to reference something, like, again,
really
they don't need to cater to the fans who have watched Clone Wars, but just adding a line like that, that, it's a fun little Easter egg and no one's going to think anything of it.
Yeah.
So let's, in the season 2 finale, I kind of want to talk about the 7th sister, because we were kind of talking about this today.
Okay.
So again, 7th sister and the 5th brother, dead. Just murdered. That was probably the most brutal murders in,
they did.
In, all of Rebels so far. I think one got beheaded, and I forgot how one of them died, and then one of them was on his stupid flying lightsaber. Sorry, stupidest thing. Stupidest.
No matter how fast light spins, it cannot carry you.
And
it is light.
It's just so dumb to me. And I'm like, obviously there's some force thing going on, but like...
But still.
It's so ludicrous to me that I'm like, just back away. And his saber breaks and he falls to his death. But we were talking today because the 7th sister is the same species as Barriss, Barriss Offee, who in Clone Wars is the person... She betrayed the Jedi Order.
Yes,
and
framed Ahsoka.
And framed Ahsoka for a murder she did not commit.
Her, like, best friend, Ahsoka thought.
Yeah. So, I would have loved it if the 7th sister ended up being Barriss.
That would have been amazing. Especially because her death would have been, like... Oh my god. Is Vader the one that kills the 7th sister, or is it Maul?
I think...
Because if it would have been Vader, it would have been even better.
I think it's either Maul or Kanan.
Oh, that's true. I forgot.
Kanan was there.
The Vader didn't come until like at the end of everything.
Yeah, he just walked in and was like, Anakin's Padawan. Ho ho, she lives. Ho ho. That's my great Vader voice. Almost as good as my Batman voice.
Almost.
Not
quite, though.
But I'm like, that would have been a really cool Easter egg to do. And he didn't like, you don't have to mention it, but it'd be
no,
like...
just have her have the exact
especially
same
because Barriss sort of has a little... kind of turns to the dark side a little bit. So if she's a Sith Inquisitor, that's awesome.
Yeah.
And the aging makes sense.
It does.
And Barriss, when she has Ventress's lightsabers, who's she fighting? She's fighting Anakin. And Anakin's like, that's not your color or something. Like, that color doesn't suit you. And she's like, oh no, I think it suits me pretty well.
Yeah.
Like, oh, what a cool opportunity to make Barriss the 7th sister.
Squandered.
Absolutely squandered.
Especially because you even made them the same race.
Just...
Because I was looking at her. I asked Courtney today, and I was like, what race is the seventh sister? What alien is she? And she's like, I think she's the same one Barris is. Yep.
It would have been so cool!
Like, all you had to do was just change a little markies on her nose.
And you don't have to mention it, but it would have been a really cool Easter egg.
It would have been so good. And
In
maybe,
my
like,
opinion.
Ahsoka might not have even noticed when they were fighting just because she would have been, like, she would have completely not expected it.
Yeah, not expected it, and again, they kind of clarify time and time again, when you turn to the dark side, you become a new person.
Yes.
You are it works differently from our world. When you
yes.
go to the dark side, you are completely
Your old self is
overtaken. Your old
dead.
self is dead. You are a new person.
Yep.
Even, like, Vader, like, he rarely says, he doesn't mention his past self. He's like, either we'll mention Anakin Skywalker
As a third person.
He's like, this is another guy.
Etiquette's
But
Padawan.
anyway, it's my headcanon until the day I die.
That
and
it's Barris.
That is Barris.
Alright.
Would've been so cool!
Would have been super cool.
Yeah.
It's fine. We can just establish it. Boom! Established. Hard cannons. Boom!
Yep, there you go. You heard it here first, kids.
Kids.
So yeah,
Buckaroos.
excited for season 3. Kanan and Hera should kiss.
Oh my god, why haven't they kissed yet?
That's
It's
what we all wanna
so
know.
painful. I love them so much.
Question, well, I mean, for the audience and for us in general, though, I'm like, I can't decide if I think that they're together, but just aren't telling people, or if they're actually not together and there's just a lot of, like, tension. Because there's certain points...
Unresolved sexual tension. UST, we call it in the fanfic world.
It's the worst. Don't read a fic that's only tagged with that. I'm like, nope, not
That's
gonna
the
do it.
worst.
But I can't decide if I want, well, not what I want, but there's certain times where I'm like, you guys are together. Like, especially when, like, Kanan's gonna meet her dad. It's like, okay.
It's like,
Gotta
alright,
be cool.
that's cool.
Gotta be cool.
Gotta make sure that... Woo.
And I think it's still my favorite line in all of Rebels when Ezra starts bitching and moaning about something and, like, runs away, and Kanan's just like, he takes after Hera sometimes. He's like, the
Takes
little
after
family.
his mom.
Takes after...
Doesn't he say?
No, he takes after Hera. He says he takes after Hera.
Oh, that's true, that's true.
Yeah, but it's such a familial, like,
It's so cute.
sometimes he takes after Hera.
From
you
the
know?
book quotes that I've seen, they pretty heavily imply at least that he is, like, in love with her.
Yeah.
He's like, I know Jedi aren't supposed to do that, but you know what? I'm not really a Jedi anymore, so whatever.
She's cute.
She's...
And the best person ever.
Oh my god, she's...
Oh, sorry,
cute.
best Twi'lek ever.
Yes. Humanoid.
Best
I
humanoid
guess.
species ever.
She's a... Oh my god.
I love her.
She's so strong.
She's,
I love her.
I mean, the most shafted character in terms of merchandise.
Yeah, she is, but she's beautiful, and
She's so great. And
she's the
Star Wars even did, like, this poll that was like, who's your favorite Rebels character? Hera won by a crazy landslide.
Because she's great.
Hera's the best.
She's definitely my favorite character from Rebels.
Oh,
like,
yeah.
original characters, because Ahsoka doesn't count.
No, but same here. And I'm like, I really love Kanan, but
Me too.
Hera, she's
But she's...
my queen.
Hera has to make the tough choices all the time. Kanan kind of defers to her on, like, pretty much everything.
Oh, totally.
So, like, Hera's the one that's like, we have to leave Kanan.
Yeah.
Even if Kanan is the one that's like, I told you to leave, Hera's the one that has to sit there and goes, yeah, okay, we have to go. Or, you guys go, we stay with the fleet. Or XYZ. It's always Hera making the choice.
Mm-hmm.
Or Ezra screwing everything up. But, I mean,
Whatever.
that's different.
Little Ezra.
It's different.
Little sad little snowflake.
He's the main character. He's gotta be the one to mess things up sometimes.
And another Star Wars theory, the Sith Inquisitor is Snoke.
What?
Very important stuff to discuss.
What?
I mean, trust me, I've, like, seen every Snoke theory out there. I'm like, stop making Snoke theories. Snoke is Snoke.
He's Snoke.
He's Snoke.
He's nobody else. He's Snoke.
It's
He crawled out from underneath a rock and was like,
I'm born.
I'm evil. Here I am.
I mean, who knows? But I mean, people just clickbait on YouTube.
The only thing that I would believe is that maybe he's like a reincarnation of the brother, or something like that.
They're all bald.
They
so.
are. They are, and it would make sense as to why he's all lumpy, because he's like in the middle of like.
He's just a fuse of like Vader's dead body, the brother, and the Sith Inquisitor. Just they all had this weird
That's why he's, like, all screwed up looking and giant.
Nice.
But-
What are you talking about? He's a babe. Well, and I think Snoke's actually gonna be big when we see him.
Yeah.
Not that big,
But pretty big.
like creepy looking.
but
And
like
I'm really excited to be like Slender Man looking. That's what I kind of want him to be.
Yeah. Like the aliens that made the clones, like those really tall.
Oh yeah.
I can't remember that race.
Calamon. It starts with a K.
The really tall ones with the super long necks. That the women were. I was like, the women are strangely beautiful.
Kamino's where Kamino's the planet.
Kaminans?
Kaminians?
The scientists.
Yes, them. Kamino's the planet.
Yep.
So, yeah, anything else you want to talk about?
I'm excited to see Ezra struggle.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
I really hope that they explore it a lot. I mean, I don't see how they wouldn't, considering how the season 2 finale ended, which was entirely Ezra being like, but
that final shot when he's like looking, and he's activating the Sith holocron, and his eyes are all like lit up red,
and you're like, yes, this is what I wanted to see. This is gonna get on a little bit of a tangent, but this is what I wanted to see more of Anakin do, because you really. I'm sorry.
It's
you
very
don't
true.
really see Anakin struggle with the dark side. He's just kind of like, do. I'm not going to listen to you, counsel. But you don't super see that, like, struggle.
It's not as blatantly obvious as it is with,
I want, like,
Ezra. Yeah.
I want Anakin accidentally, like, getting so mad he forks chokes someone to death. And he's like, I didn't do that.
I guess.
I'm gonna cover this up or something. I mean, I guess.
Attack of the Clones, I
guess so.
With killing all the sand people,
but
I mean, I think Ezra's transition is they're doing it.
They're
really
doing
well.
it so good.
I mean, who knows where he'll end up, but I'm excited. Go and tune in. So we need our
Boink, Marry, Kill.
Boink, Marry, Kill.
Let's. We can't put Ezra in there because he's too young.
No.
Because I was like, we have Kanan.
Chopper's
Hera?
the worst. I forgot to add.
Oh, also Chopper's a demon.
Chopper's a demon.
Demon, hate him.
Yeah, if you want to know the characters I dislike, Chopper's on there.
Chopper.
He is a freaking Maul, Chopper. I mean, I have other characters too, but Chopper mostly just scares me. He is a murderer.
He is.
He is a creepy droid murderer, and I swear to God, the actor who is doing the voices for him is literally just cussing. Because there's one line that obviously the actor just said, "What the fuck?" And he's like, and you're like, that was hands down, you just swore.
Yeah, you just WTF'd all over the place.
Yep. Anyway, okay. Boink, Marry, Kill.
Hera Kanan.
I mean, we could do Ahsoka, she's old now.
We
did Ahsoka before.
Okay, then we could Rex?
Rex! Yes!
Okay.
Okay. Oh no.
What are you gonna do?
Oh no!
It's all the babes! It's all your babes!
Oh no!
Who are you gonna kill?
Oh no!
Who are you gonna kill? It's hard. I'm gonna.
Oh no! I can't do.
You have to. Now you have to cry this podcast. I'm gonna kill Rex. He's old, he's had a good life.
And that's what my reasoning is, but I also want to be married to him and love him forever.
He's gonna die soon, he's got rapid aging.
That's true. I guess I have to reason with that.
So, kill Rex.
Yeah.
Apologize for it beforehand. Be like, I'm sorry, but I need to boink this person and marry this person. Can you blame me? And he'd be like, no, I can't really blame you.
Yeah, so I guess I'm kill Rex, marry Hera. Boink Kanan. I love Kanan. I want Hera to be my wife.
I think I would absolutely want Hera to be my wife over having boinkage with her.
Yeah.
Like, don't get me wrong, I would boink Hera. But I would, I want
when
a longer...
when you think of, a relationship, you definitely want to be in a relationship with Hera.
Absolutely. Take care of me, Hera.
Please take care of me. If you had a family, that she'd be around.
I think I have my first waifu.
Yeah. Hera's...
Because I love Ahsoka. Don't get me wrong.
She's not waifu, though.
She's not my waifu. She's just my babe.
Yeah.
But, Hera...
She's waifu.
She's my waifu.
Oh, she's great.
I would love to be married to Hera.
Oh, but I love Rex so much. I love Santa Rex.
Oh my God! Can you imagine how sad Rex is gonna be if Ahsoka's dead?
Oh, he's already had his, like, sad reaction. He already thinks she's dead.
Well,
And he was devastated.
Even more if it's confirmed. I want him to cry more.
Yeah, I feel like Dave Filoni has said we haven't seen the last of her, but he's like, but we don't know how. So, I'm thinking she's probably gonna come back in some way.
Do you think? But was he saying that in reference to Rebels, or was he just saying that in reference to the Star Wars universe?
I think in Rebels, but I mean, could have just been the Star Wars universe. I don't know.
Because I'd be fine if they give us an Ahsoka movie.
Yeah,
Just saying.
Yeah, that'd be ballin'. But
I mean, it doesn't have to be just Ahsoka.
I just
movie,
like.
but
I want to bring this up before we like sign off. It's like another reason why I want her to die where she is, because I want Anakin to be the one to kill her. I know that sounds horrible. She needs to die, but
I mean, it would be if that would be Anakin killing his
then
master and his Padawan.
yeah, and then you just like.
Not Anakin, but Vader.
So when Ahsoka really does die, if she's not dead, they're gonna set up the same battle twice, and again, the consequence isn't there. She's like, well, she lived once, blah, blah, blah.
Yeah.
And when she dies again, I'll be like, I don't believe you. She didn't. Anyway.
Yeah,
Anyway.
I know. I agree.
Just bitter.
I just love her.
She was pretty great.
Ahsoka, my babe. I love you.
Anyway, guys,
What are you guys looking forward to in season 3? What are the thing you are most looking forward to, audience?
Like
Let us
me,
know.
Wedge and Tilly's. Just hands down. Wedge and Tilly's. I'm looking forward to a lot, but I think people underestimate my love for Wedge.
I don't know. Like, I'm looking forward to Ezra, because who told Ezra he was allowed to grow up?
We had time skip, yeah!
When they showed Ezra, I was like, what? You are growing up. Look at you, you're not a little bee anymore. You're kind of an attractive young man. So I'm excited to see him.
Very striking, so
I'm also
good job,
hoping
Ezra.
that his character will be more mature now, and I'll have to sit through less children's show jokes.
Yeah.
And less second-hand embarrassment with him. That's what
true.
I want.
I just like their little dork family.
No, they're cute, but sometimes when, like, Ezra's trying to, like, hit on Sabine, I'm like, shut
I hate
up.
that. I hate Ezra and Sabine.
Shut up.
Yeah.
Shut up. This is embarrassing. Shut up. You're making me hate you.
Yeah.
So I'm hoping that'll happen less now, because he'll be growing up.
And
then
but that means they're closer in age. So
you know what? But then they could have actual, like, interactions, which I wouldn't be mad at,
Yeah.
because they know how to write it. They do it with Kane and Hera all the time. So, if Sabine's even interested.
Yeah.
Which I don't
I mean,
think
she has not shown any interest
No.
whatsoever, so.
No, but we'll see. We'll see. That's what I'm excited to see, Ezra growing up and maturing, hopefully. In his journey. And what happened to Ahsoka? Those are the things I'm looking forward to.
Anyway, guys, thank you guys so much for watching. Be sure to suggest Boink, Marry, Kills in the comments below. Let us know what you guys looking forward to most about season 3.
Yes.
Gonna watch it tomorrow.
Yes.
And that's what our timer was, I think. No. We're gonna miss it by day.
We would miss
so
it.
close.
Your timer was not.
My time, yeah. Our timer still has a. Wait, no. Tomorrow's Friday. It is. So it's Saturday. That's right. Our timer that you guys may have seen in our tour video.
It is.
It led up to the season 3 premiere of Rebels.
Would you look at that?
It was coming down to something. Anyway, guys, thank you guys so much for listening. I am Courtney.
And I am Solo Grayson.
And we'll see you next time.
Bye bye.